Hello, I'm Neil Day, Assistant Manager of Woodford Town, big supporter of the Fogcast and Jake's work.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Fogcast. You're here with me, Jake, otherwise known as Foghorn from Harlow Town Fans TV. As always, we'll go straight into the scores and then we'll go into the content that's been sent in from Johnny Drummond and Chris from the Blue Army Ultras.
Good afternoon. This is Bedlington Town, Billingham Town against Bedlington. Welcome all you Fogcast supporters. And we're just going to have a look round the ground now. It's not foggy.
Electronic scoreboard at the Northern League.
Johnny lads.
Ladies and gentlemen, final result. Billingham Town 1, Bedlington 0. The lighting was very poor, it was very dark. I don't know what happened. Very tough game, but they did well. 26, is it now? 26 games, never been beat. 4 draws. 5 draws.
Up the town.
Up the town!
This is Chris from Blue Army Ultras, and Wingate Finchley on the weekend played Hemel Hempstead in the second round of a FA Trophy at Hemel's ground away. The final score was 4-2, coming back to getting 2 goals after being 4-0 down. First of all, Hemel, for the first goal, they totally deserved it. They put on a lot of pressure on us, and second goal was a goalkeeping mistake. You can't really blame Shane Gore, though he's been really good this season. It's just a small blip of a really successful season. Then when he went 3-0 down, it was a bit of not the best defending, but it wasn't the most fairest, as Wingate did have a shot cleared, as well as a scorpion kick just over the bar. In the second half, however, things did not pick up straight away as Hemel got their 4th goal, but Wingate soon started to put on the pressure with amazing runs being played to David Manu, who eventually we got 1-0 from a corner where captain Sean Cronin headed one in from the edge of a box, maybe slightly inside the box. Then there was a penalty where Lewis Putman got fouled. He was playing really well. He got injured from a later foul, but anyway, he gave us a penalty. Sean Cronin took the penalty and scored it. The Wingate fans went mental, and then 4-2 result, I guess, isn't terrible. It's much better than 4-0. We've scored goals. Now we need to pick up on the league, make a good account of ourselves. Lewis away next week. Come on, Wingate! Please subscribe to Foghorn. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Well, that was the scores of the weekend and the content that was sent in. For the weekly viewers, you'll notice that it wasn't Johnny for Billingham Town. He was actually recording one of Billingham Town's oldest fans in Bill, who they comically call Old Man Bill. Funnily enough, Harlow Town have got the same kind of thing, but we call him Scarf Man, but his real name is Bill. Now, going into the non-league news for this week, Southern League Division 1 side, Welwyn Garden City, have appointed Dean Barker as manager, with Ben Andros coming in as coach. See, both formerly of Northwood FC. Harrogate Borough's winning run come to an end against my team, Harlow Town. Of course, Harlow actually taken 6 points off of them this season, and Harrogate become the second team to lose at Barrows Farm this season against Harlow. The other team, Tonbridge Angels, who are top of the league at that time. So it just shows it can be done from Harlow. Billingham Town remain unbeaten, and Harlow Town have signed Reece Price Placid. And Justin Edinburgh, for good news for me and good news for my Leyton Orient followers as well, has extended his deal as manager. Now, it was something a little bit interesting and a little bit different for you guys. One of the teams you may have heard me mention over the weeks has been Epping FC. Of course, my kind of step into non-league football, I guess. I had a couple of minutes for Walthamstow, against Walthamstow, that you would have seen earlier on in pre-season. And of course, another vlog of them against Harlow Reserves. So enjoy this Epping FC special, and I'll see you after.
My name's Harrison King, I'm an Epping Town fan. I've really been with the club for only a couple of months, but so far it has been a very brilliant experience to be part of the boys, to be with a world-class manager like Bill, who's played at clubs like Millwall, Oxford and Maidenhead. He has really gathered a great team together, honestly. Seeing the team play every week really does show he's got a great unity, form and talent at his disposal, which really could go so much more further. As off the field wise, Chris Oatway has really done what he could to bring the glory days back to Stonards, with really lack of football in the community, has really not made anyone really hopeful for this team, but he's really inspired me to help the club out in any way I can. And really he is such an influence, and the others as well, his wife Lou, that put in so much effort to make Epping Town work. It's such a pleasure to be working with beside them. At the moment things are going slowly, but do you know what? I think as soon as we get a stand built, like a stadium on the way, then I hope people start taking us more seriously as a non-league club. It's slow going at the moment, but I think over the few years we could really be a force to reckon with in the non-league, and I think the dream of going back to the Bostik Premier Division is really on the table.
Harrison, where do you think Epping will end up this time next year? Where do you think they'll be this time next year?
I think we'll be in the Essex or Spina 3rd Division, pushing for another promotion, but that's only if we can keep Bill at the club with all the brilliant and men and women that really help to make it run.
If you've got some final words for the Foghorn, what are you going to say?
I'd like to say thank you for having me on it, and I really do think the future is bright for Epping Town.
So this is an interview I held with one of the Epping Town players, Eamon Payne, over Twitter, and I'll do my questions and then the corresponding answer from that question. So my first question to Eamon was, where did you used to play before moving to Epping? And before Epping, he was in the Senior League for that's the Essex Senior League, for the past 4 seasons with various different teams. He's mostly played his football for Clapton and Southend Manor, but he's also played for Ilford. Before he went into the Essex Senior League, he used to play for Witham Town and Chelmsford City, and he started his football career at Thurrock after progressing through their under-18s academy. What position do you play was my next question. Eamon is a centre-back that can play in a back 3, 4 or 5 in any central or right-sided position. He's played right back and loved it, and he's felt comfortable playing as a striker as well. Hopes for the season for Eamon anyway is for the second half of the season. He would hope come to the end of it they have done enough to make the gaffer, chairman, Azza, Terry and Niall proud, as they all invest a lot of time into the club and slowly gather more fans as that time goes on. They want to carry on with their winning mentality and always room for improvement. And he also adds his personal hopes are more clean sheets and a few goals or two that don't keep getting disallowed, like the worldie I scored yesterday, meaning Saturday when you hear this. I asked him, where do you hope to see Epping in 5 years' time? He said it's hard to think about the long term in football because anything can happen in football, but there's no surprises. He said he'd like to think the club will be in a stable position playing football in the ESL or Bostik League. That would be a great achievement, and I think why not? The club's chairman, who is hands-on, has expressed his views and methods already, so it's clear to us what the management and owner want. His footballing idol is Virgil van Dijk because he's the best centre-back in the world, according to Eamon. And he's always been taking notes of him since he used to play at Southampton. And he also says that Virgil van Dijk is everything you want in a defender. And last question I asked him was how he settled into Epping. He said it was really easy for me to settle into the team as I've played football with some of the boys elsewhere, but the other boys I haven't met are very friendly and very coachable players. They are the likes of Bradley Malloy, Ryder, Shahim, Kieran, Aaron and Adam, who have all made him settle in to the club very quickly, and they've opened him with welcome arms, and they've also opened some doors for him and been very helpful. He says, following that, I feel the balance of the team is perfect and we all help each other. Knowing Covey made it a lot better as well. He mentioned he made a centre-back, so I took the opportunity and I'm enjoying my time so far. So that conducts the interview I have had with Eamon Payne.
My name's Billy Cove. I'm the first team manager of Epping Town Football Club, and this is for the viewers of the Fogcast. I've been manager of Epping now since the start of the season. We currently sit 4th in the Essex Olympian League Division 4. Our ambition this season was to hopefully win the league and get promoted. But obviously, as well as that, we wanted to try and put the club on the map a bit and get them noticed, get more and more people interested in the club, and just take Epping to a wider audience. And I think we've managed that so far. It's been really positive on social media and stuff like that, with the help of Jake, obviously, in the Fogcast, and people like him. It's been really good, really positive. Our highest league win this season was 10-3. We beat Lee Ramblers at home. That was about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. So that was a good feeling, scoring 10 goals. Conceding 3, obviously not so good. But yeah, a really good result. Our ambition in 5 years' time, or where do I see the club in 5 years' time? Hopefully 5 divisions above. So obviously if we can gain promotion every single year, then we'll go up. I think that will take us into the Olympian Prem or into the Essex Senior League, which will be a massive bonus for the club. Obviously, I'm fully aware that to get to the Essex Senior League would need some ground improvements, and we are working alongside Epping Forest Council to try and do that at the moment. Hopefully, we're going to get a seated stadium, a seated stand, 150-seater stand on one side of the ground in the not too distant future. So it's all positive, really. It's been a positive year for the club, considering where he was in June 2018. I think we had 1 player from last season, and now we've got a squad of 26. We've had 1 player who's been scouted and he's gone to play in the Bostik League now. It's Harry Watkins. He's now playing for Harlow Town. And I know a few other scouts have been over to watch a few more of the players. So it's really good. It's been really positive. Really looking forward to the journey that we're about to go on, and I thank you all for your support.
Well, that was the Epping FC special. Thanks to Harrison, Eamon and Billy Cove for their time. Hope you all enjoyed it, and if you're ever in that neck of the woods, go down and watch one of their games. Of course, at the moment it is free to enter, and they've got some players from the higher up leagues as well. So it's a good standard of football. And I better shout him out because he asks every week. My mate Brad plays in goal for him. Now, talking about this week, in terms of games I'm attending, I will be attending on Tuesday, this is subject to change, Welwyn Garden City versus Sutton Coldfield, which of course, as I mentioned earlier, is Dean Barker's new side. So they've invited me to go up to there and do a similar thing I did for him at Northwood. Whether that would be a separate vlog or in a Fogcast, I'm yet to decide. Friday night, providing I'm not absolutely exhausted from my mock magazine day exam, I will be at Woodford Town versus West Essex. And then on Saturday, I'm pretty sure I'll be at Dorking Wanderers versus Harlow Town. Of course, another hard game for the Hawks after, a hard game on paper on Saturday. But yeah, talking more about that, we won 2-1. We went 1-0 up within 52 seconds, and then we went 2-0 up within the first minute or two of the second half. Then we did concede one, and they kind of battled on and gave us a bit of a scare, and we nearly got another one through Matt Foy, and then we missed a penalty, and then that was in stoppage time. 6 minutes added time, and Hawks held on. And as always, thank you very much to our sponsors, Loserpool. If you don't know who Loserpool are, they're a football pool where you back the loser, you pay £2 and you go in week and week in, week in, week in, week in, and you stay in consistently until there's no one left who wins the cash prize. But of course, you bet on the loser. If that team loses, you go into the next week and you must pick the next loser. And you can't pick the same team until you've used every single side. But as always, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and let's get this to 300 views. Thank you.